Back with Coach Jason Simpson. UT Martin set to take on Murray State in a matchup that is on Saturday. Coach, let's go back through the Austin Peay game. And one of the things I felt that you needed to do or wanted to do with the Austin Peay team struggling a little bit is get off to a fast start, and you certainly did.
Yeah, it was good. We elected to go on defense, and a little bit frustrated that they got out there with 2 first downs, and that was part of the deal we were talking about playing, to the speed of our opponent instead of playing our normal speed. But they did a good job, ran the ball effectively on us, but we got the stop and got the ball back, and I think we went down, 6, 7 plays? I'm not quite sure.
On the first score, 4 plays, 58 yards. Because Abu makes the big 31-yard run.
Yeah, that was great. That was good to see. And one of the things we're talking to Boo about is that, Boo's got a lot of talent. He doesn't get as many carries as we would like because you're so comfortable with DJ in there. But, we just want him to start playing with a lot more confidence, a lot more assertiveness. He knows what's going on. He understands he just needs to start playing faster and with a lot more confidence.
Because he's a big, strong guy that can run.
No, if he walks in here, you'll want to know who it is because he looks the part, and he's going to have an outstanding career here. But these next 4 games, even in practice, I want to see him, when you're new and he just got here late in July, you're kind of just making sure you don't go the wrong direction. And
right.
Making sure, all the different plays and the different, but he knows it now. Trust yourself, trust your knowledge of what we're doing, and go and play.
DJ McNeil also scores quickly in the first quarter. And, Coach, when you look at what he did statistically, he racks up 114 yards on 17 carries.
Running the ball well. On his case today about blocking, about playing without the ball, and that's been his biggest challenge, wanting to be a better pass protector. And, and I think he'll accept the challenge. But that's, DJ has been consistent. He got his 100 yards, and we got him out of the game. Still got a lot of carries left in him for these next 4. And, but I'm not, he probably could have had a 200-yard night if we would have kept feeding him.
Butler with a couple of catches from Jared Neal, 21-yard pass late in the second quarter, and in the third quarter, a 6-yard pass. He puts together a nice stat sheet, too. 11 catches for 171 yards and 2 touchdowns.
He had to drop, so we've been ragging about that a little bit. And, Jeremy played good. And anytime he gets man coverage, it's a good matchup for the Skyhawks. But one of the things we challenge our wide receivers on today is this. You saw the little screens that we're throwing, and they're completions, right? And they're going for first downs. Is that, right now we're making first downs. We're 400 and something. We're only 12 yards less a game right now than we were last year.
Wow.
Okay? Mm-hmm. But obviously we've talked about the points and we talked about the turnovers and the penalties, but we've got to get some guys. Quentin Sims was the touchdown maker. He had 26 touchdowns in 2 years. Mm-hmm. We need some more guys on offense making touchdowns and creating big plays. And, right now we're still getting a lot of first downs. And then we get in the red zone, we're doing a good job, okay? But we need a guy. We need some more speed. We need Kevin Anderson to touch the ball. We've got to start getting in his hand, transfer from Arizona State because he can score because he's faster than everybody else. And so, moving Barfield to defense slowed us down on offense, and he's having to play corner, and he's playing almost every snap. So we really haven't been tempted to bring him back over there. But that is an element that we're continuing to look for on offense is more speed, more playmaking ability.
Speaking of playmaking, let's talk about the Corey Jordan play specifically. For those fans who were there or listening or saw it on OVC Sports, we certainly thought it was a touchdown. John Abel was in the end zone, thought it was a touchdown. And I try not to be critical of officials because they have a tough job.
Because I do it enough?
Yeah, no, I'll say that might have been a questionable call. Coach Simpson's not happy. But I certainly thought that they missed that call. You've gotten to see the replay.
Right.
What was their – okay, let's go back. Describe the play and then what was their explanation.
All right, it's fourth and 9. We're in an empty backfield, and I guess we're like on the plus 35 or something, too far for a field goal. So we called by the 2 inside receivers. It was Butler at the 3 receiver and Corey Jordan at the 2, and we run double post. And it works just like it's supposed to. The free safety takes Jeremy, so Corey Jordan singled up. Jared throws a nice ball. Corey catches it. He's clearly in bounds. Now, he catches the ball.
He's in the end zone.
Okay, he catches the ball. And he has to take the goalpost, a padded goalpost, is, I guess, it's 2 yards outside of the end zone.
Right.
Okay, and he runs into it.
He runs into it hard.
Yeah.
He nails it.
I was kidding him today. I told him Austin Peay sent me a bill for the goalpost. We got to pay back.
And he could have knocked it down.
He said, really? And so he runs into it, and the ball He bobbles the ball, goes on the ground. You really can't even see it on tape that the ball touched the ground.
Really?
Okay. And so the official says touchdown. And then the side judge comes in, overrules it, and says no, the ball was knocked out. Was knocked out of his hand. Now I have not seen. I think Mr. Dane emailed me today and said he had talked to the official and he had sent him the ruling. I've been working on Murray today, so I haven't spent much time with it. But what the official told me on the field was, he said the goalpost is just like in the field of play. So he said that is no different than if he dives on the sideline and catches the ball and then goes to the ground out of bounds and the ball comes out of his hands. Even though he had in the field of play, he said we need him to hand us the football and prove to us that he's got possession of the football.
Really?
I don't buy – well, and my take on it was this. What if – how far does that goalpost have to be out of bounds before you said, hey, he's had it long enough to where it's a touchdown?
Right, because he clearly had possession of the football when he was in the end zone.
Clearly. And like I said, it's 2 yards out of the end zone. He runs into his momentum, takes him into it, and knocks it out. And they said that's where the ball, came out. So I have not seen the official ruling on it, what the head official says, Jim Jackson. I'm sure.
Well, even if they tell you that they made a mistake, how do they do that? If that were to happen, how would –
it's just like last week, the guys missed the downs and they were suspended and can't do a playoff game. So, they talked about it thoroughly, and the official, I do appreciate the official. I forget what the gentleman's name was, but he said, Coach, if I'm wrong and I'm misinterpreting that rule, he said, I'll come to you with my hat in my hand. He said, we've got you.
It doesn't matter today.
Oh, I know. Not if the game's on the line. Yeah, it was all fun and games, and we were up 38-14.
Yeah.
But, so I hope they're right with how the interpretation of that rule is. Certainly hope they are, because Corey, what a great effort and concentration by Corey.
Yeah.
What do you say? Hold on the ball even if you run into the goalpost. Don't let it knock you out, because he wasn't running full speed, but he hit it pretty solid. He was not coming to a stop.
And I felt, because last year is where he got injured at Austin
Peay,
right? And this was kind of a big play for him.
It was, and he was not really. He was not a primary. His package was not a primary personnel in this game, so he was kind of spot playing in the game. So it was great to see him, get the touchdown. Then all of a sudden to get taken away was kind of a bummer.
That was it for you and Austin Peay and going there at Governor Stadium, because they're going to change everything around before next season.
Yeah, their head coach, nice guy. He was
in his first year,
and got a new AD, and he said, good news, bad news. Good news is I've got 23 seniors. Or bad news, I got 23 seniors that are graduating. Good news, I got 23 seniors that are graduating, because you get to bring in a new influx of players.
Yeah.
But you got to start over. So it'd be tough, but with the new stadium, it'll help, and they'll be able to attract some quality players.
Even one of the things that surprised me, that was their second home game of the season.
Had a good crowd, good home crowd. They did. Good
homecoming
crowd. I mean, yeah. I'm not so sure how big that stadium is compared to ours.
It's 10,000.
Right. It doesn't look it, but
I agree.
It doesn't look
That's
it.
what it says on their quick facts. But apparently, they're going to make a lot of renovations and change everything around.
And actually, it's not so much in the stadium as it is they'll finally have them a Bob Carroll building.
Yes,
attached to the stadium,
yeah.
And that's what they needed, because right now, from what I understand, they have to go to the gymnasium, and that makes for a tough deal.
How nice is the Bob Carroll building? The view from your office,
it's great. There's not a day that goes by that I take that for granted, because I've been at Southwest Texas. We had an unbelievable facility. It was nice, but compared to what I had at Chattanooga and Jacksonville State, I'm just so blessed, and appreciate the university for that building. It's awesome.
Beyond recruiting, how does it help you make this team better, a building like that?
Well, to be able to have those kids in that building every day, and it's ours. It's theirs. It's their families. I tell them, that's your building. To be able to meet, and then the weight room right next door, adjacent to it. Those are things they're invaluable. Even we were over at Tennessee Tech, and they've got a brand new weight room. Okay, but they have to walk, halfway across the campus, to it. So there's trade-offs of it. But I like our setup. When we get to the stadium, it'll be, complete, and just something really exciting. Looking forward to.
We talked about this on our pregame interview. It was announced last week that Phil Dane, the director of athletics, will retire at the end of the year. He's going to be on Skyhawk Talk hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and we'll talk to him. He hired you, or was part of the hiring process, and part of all of the renovations we've seen, from the lights at the soccer field to the Bob Carroll building, under his reign.
You can't deny that. People have been following UT Martin athletics from the baseball field to baseball and softball. locker rooms to Bob Carroll building, to the turf, to the golf center.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's we're proud of our facilities, and Phil was instrumental in those and took a lot of pride in that, as well he should.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll look at the other games that happened in the OVC. The big one was Tennessee State and Eastern Illinois going on the same time we were playing. Final score was not what many thought it might be, though. We'll talk about that in a moment on the UT Martin Skyhawk Sports Network.